What's happening, everybody? Another Thursday night on the grind, man. Tell you guys what, it's I got a good show for you guys tonight. We're going to be talking to Mr. Scotty Roberts from Bloodline Cycles. But let's start the show out tonight, man. Let's go ahead and get on with our advertisers and show supporters. First up tonight is our good friends over at Hale Speed Shop, halespeedshop.com. I can't say enough about these guys. They're good people. Gina and Nathan Hale are great people. they get produce some of the best flannel shirts, period, hands down, bar none. I wear them all the time. Now that we're into the winter, man, I'm even wearing them even more now. But you got to get over to halespeedshop.com and go check out their apparel, man. They have some of the best stuff out there. You just got to go check them out. halespeedshop.com, and check them out on all forms of social media. They're out there. Go check them out. Next up, our good friends over at Urban Rides Magazine. Established in 2019, man. Urban Rides Magazine is the quintessential magazine you got to have in the motorcycle world. UrbanRidesMagazine.com. Urban Rides Magazine on all the social media platforms, and their sister publication, Street Bagger Magazine. You can get digital or you can get printed copies mailed out to you. But get over to them and check them out, man. You gotta go check them out. Hold on. Next up is our good friends over at Jade Affiliated, jadeaf.com. Custom motorcycle wheels. He's coming out with all kinds of new products for the Harley Davidson motorcycles, everything like that. What's up, Uncle Bruno? I personally have a 23 fat tire, Walter White. It will be coming. You'll be getting to see this bike this coming year. You've got to check them out at jadeaf.com. And order you up some wheels, man. I'll tell you, you won't be disappointed. The quality is amazing. What's up, everybody? I'm doing my my promotions. Next up, American Drag Seats. You need a custom motorcycle seat, whether it is a pan, you need to have foam and coverage for one of these custom baggers you're building, or you need a custom chopper seat, a stock Harley seat, or even aftermarket reproduction Harley seats. We make them, we manufacture them, we carry them all. Simple recovers, custom seats, we have you covered. Check us out on all the social media platforms, and you can check us out at AmericanDragSeats.com. Next up, Legacy Bike Works. Legacy Bike Works right here in Manville, Texas. Air ride systems, center stands, custom audio upgrades, full builds, choppers, bobbers, baggers, custom fiberglass work, custom audio work, whatever you need right here in Manville, Texas. Look us up. It's Legacy Bike Works on Instagram and Legacy Bike Works on Facebook, or you can just get a hold of me and I'll get you a hold of Devin. And last but not least, our good friends over at hopkins-design.com. Print, web, logo, photo, video. If you need a website, you need a logo design, you need business cards, you need flyers, you need digital flyers, it doesn't matter. Hopkins-design.com is the place to go. The dude is amazing at what he does, great prices, and he's available all the time. All you got to do is check him out at hopkins-design.com. Call the phone number on the screen or get a hold of me. I'll get you in touch with him. All right, everybody. So here we are, another Thursday night on the grind. And I wanted to bring on somebody that everybody knows, but somebody that's particularly cool with this grind. He can tell you everything you need to know about it. Everybody, please welcome Scotty Roberts with Bloodline Custom Cycles.
What's up, Kevin?
What's happening, Captain?
Chilling.
Chill. Look at that freaking Santa Claus beard going on. God dang, that thing's long.
I had a trimming accident not too long ago.
He said I had a trimming accident. Do what?
He's still mad.
He's so. No, wonder. Sorry, I'm eating ice. Everybody hates it when I eat ice. What's up, everybody? Let me say hi to everybody, man. Uncle Bruno's in the house. Dino Holstein's in the house. William Cole. Timothy Skates is in the house. I can't see everybody else because the only way I can see you is if you leave a comment. So if you're watching, just leave a comment so we know who all is watching. But anyway, I wanted to bring you on here, and I appreciate that because you actually reached out to me a while back about wanting to come back on and discuss your shop and everything, because a lot of people pretend to know what this show does. You actually are the proof in the pudding.
Right.
Can you tell everybody that's watching about your experience when you first did your first build off with us and how everything went, and if it's helped you and your company at all? Just let them know what's going on, because you're fixing to do your second build off.
Yes, sir. Basically, it takes the right customer, and we had a loyal customer who let us do pretty much anything we wanted, and it wasn't for that particular customer. I don't know, we could have pulled it off, because there was man, I I don't remember the exact numbers, but in expediting fees and paying to jump the line and paint, I mean, we were $20,000 over that.
What's up with your mic? You're cutting in and out.
It's on the phone.
Well, that's fine. You just got to get closer, I think.
Uh,
There you go.
but we had Mr. Will Bond. He helped us out on, and I was harassing. Really need it. And then Gary said, "Scott, if we don't get that tomorrow," so we had to overnight it from Tupelo, like 600 to get it to Dallas. And but again, the right cut. And
Okay, hold on. You're cutting in and out real bad. We're only getting to hear about every third word. You said you have a microphone? Did you plug a microphone into your phone, or no?
It's fake.
Oh, it's fake.
Yeah.
Shit, I don't know why you're cutting in and out. The video is good. The audio that we can hear is really, really good, but it's just cutting out.
I figured it would work off my earbud, but let me take that out of my ear, so that helps. Is that any better?
Yeah. All right, now go ahead.
Like I said, it takes the right customer. We had it takes a dedication from a team. We put in so many hours for that. When we were done, I said I'd never do it again, and here we are fixing to do it again. But it definitely ain't 90 days. This is going to be very, very relaxed and very different. Uh, I like that, and I also don't like that, because when you're on that 90-day deadline, shit moves tend to get done quick.
Yeah.
And
now you got time to guess and second guess yourself and
make many mistakes.
Yeah.
I was actually on Kill Shot. We were installing the port, and it was already painted, so we taped it up, and you couldn't see nothing what we were working on. And then we took it all off, and dude, I wanted to cry, because as I was drilling in the port, I drilled the hole all the way through the back side of the bag. And I was like, this was like 4 days before we leave for Sturgis. And I called Gary, and I said, Gary, are we screwed? He said, no, get it to me. And they got it to Gary, and Gary got it fixed, and no one was the wiser. But man, that just broke my heart. I thought we were done. But I think it definitely helped. We got a lot of recognition off of it. It's like I said when we first did it. Even if we lost, we already won, just for the 90 days of going live every multiple times a week, being on the show a few times, talking a bunch of banner with Drew and Tim Whitney. Yeah, it was a good time, and like I said I wouldn't do it again, but here we are.
Right. Well, I know I keep trying to tell people, if you go into this with the mindset that I have to win something, you're never going to actually benefit from it. If you go into it with the mind that, hey, look, I'm going to be a part of something that's much bigger than what my shop can do. I'm going to be a part of, hypothetically, 10 different builders. So every one of those builders has a team. They have followers, they have loyal customers, they have people behind that shop. When you get all these companies together, you're bringing all of those people together. And what
Absolutely.
you end up doing, you end up building a network, which for a lot of people that don't know, I don't put a whole lot of my business out there, but like when I was redoing the Martin Brothers bike, I called Scotty, and Scotty supplied all of the brake lines, all of the brake line hardware, all of everything. And dude, it was, I don't know how many feet of tubing, I don't know how many fittings, but there was a crap ton of it. And me being small, not having a dealer, a drag specialty stuff, I have to reach out to people. So one of the great things about this show and about doing a build off is you meet people, and even if you know of them, now you're getting to know them a lot more close, and you become friends. So like if you wouldn't have done my build off, I probably wouldn't have been able to, I wouldn't have even thought to go to you to get all those fittings. It's 4 years later, but still it's a
Well,
resource I have now.
believe it or not, I supply those fittings and tubing to a whole lot of people. And it's
But
crazy because uh, last February, I was running low on tubing, and I ordered 400 feet. I have received 50 feet of it since. It's all still on back order,
wow.
and you can't find it anywhere. I reached out to Curly, and I told him what I needed, and he says, "Just get it from Drag." I said, "Well," he says, "they're out, aren't they?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "Well, let me see how many I got, because when those fittings ran low." In fact, for a while we did 4 or 5 bikes that we had to send the master cylinders, the clutch, and the brake master cylinder to the machine shop and re-drilled and tapped to 7/16 because the 3/8 fittings were,
Yeah.
we couldn't get them, so we had
Yeah.
to change them all to 7/16. But as of today, I mean, they're still. I got 350 feet on back order. I mean, after 11 months, 10 months, I opened up a box and there was a 50-foot roll of tubing. And I said, "Holy shit, we got we got 50 feet in," But
Wow.
since last February, I put that was on back order since last February.
Right on. Well, it's good because now I just think I think this can do so much more for the individual companies. Plus, I think, like when I was talking to Eric Contreras about this, as well as I do, he's one of the biggest names in the industry.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
but when it comes to bike shows, it comes to build off stuff like this, he doesn't participate. He's never even done an interview with me.
Right. I was
And
shocked when you said Eric. Eric said yes. I was like, "Oh, wow, really?"
well, he was the first one to say yes because in it to me, and I know that there's people out there that are just upset because we're doing an only Texas build off, but based off how good this one does, I plan on doing another one in 2026, and I could possibly open that one up to a nationwide one. Um, I've always told everybody that it's my intention to build a bike build off or a bike show that would resemble the Riddler, where there was serious money behind it, but not just the money, but the prestige behind it. And the Riddler is the biggest car show you can win in the country.
That show is nuts.
Yeah, and you have guys that spend 5, 6, 7 million dollars and take 5 to 10 years to compete in the future just to build a car to get to compete at that level.
Right.
Um,
I tell you, a guy who
Badger,
built there's a guy who builds bikes at that level, and
there's
uh,
a couple of them. I know a couple of them.
Tim Skates, man, that dude,
Yes.
he is a
So
he is a definition of American badass. I mean, he's a good friend of mine, and I got a phone call. I think it was Friday or Saturday, right after you called him. You know, and we talked for a few minutes. You know, he's like, Scott, that's not my deal. I said, well, you're building a fucking bagger now.
That's what I was about to say. He's fixing to build a bagger,
Yep.
and I'm like, dude, if you can just hold off for another 3 weeks, man, enter the bagger build off. You're building a bagger.
I tell you what, that guy can blow your mind when it comes to the details he puts in bikes.
So I met him in 2015. That I met him at the Houston Autorama. And the reason that I met him was because I had no idea who he was. I'd never heard of him. I couldn't have picked the man out of a lineup, but he had a little green bobber. I don't want to pretend to know what the old school bike was, but I just sat there and I looked at just in amazement how clean, how detailed. I mean, it's not like looking at a regular motorcycle. This is art all the way across the board. And I'm standing there looking at his bike, and it's green and gold and chrome and just insane. And he walks up and he's just sitting there quietly while I'm like on my knees, literally looking at this bike because it was up on a little bit of a pedestal. And he leaned over and he goes, "What you looking at?" I said, "Actually, I think I'm looking at art. I don't think this is even a motorcycle." He goes, "Oh, it's a motorcycle. It runs. I'll ride the shit out of it." And I was like, "You'd be crazy to ride that. There's what thousands of hours in this." And he goes, "Yeah, but that's what I do." And I was like, "Oh, you built this?" And instantly I felt like I made a friend, and we've been friends ever since. So that's almost 10 years. And the dude is actually, and he's pretty humble about it too, until you start talking about certain other builders that are in his circle, I would guess. But the dude would be amazing. He just brings something to the table. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he's phenomenal. I met him in 2016 at Easy Rider, and we've been talking ever since. He throws a lot of cool ideas. Uh, he all the engraving that he gets done is amazing. It's just great work. And I tell you what, if he was to be in this build off, we're all playing for second place. I can guarantee you.
I would love to see it because I'm a big proponent of unknown people, because unknown people are hungry. They have something to prove. Your big name guys like Eric and yourself and just your people that do it every day. It's almost like you've seen what they can do. You know what they're going to do. You know what they're capable of doing. But this guy over here that you've never seen do something, you got to kind of be nervous because you haven't seen what he can bring to the table. Like if Curly was in it, you know what Curly's bringing. That bike is going to be detailed to the 100th degree. You know he's going to go hard.
Right.
Eric, you know when that dude does it, he's going to make a lot of custom stuff and go hard. I know what you're capable of. I don't know what you're bringing to the table yet, but I know what you're capable of. But someone like Devin, you don't even know what he's capable of doing. So you can't, it's almost like you have to discount him, like not pay attention to him because you don't even know what he's capable of doing. You know what I'm saying?
Devin, Devin is the bloodline of 2020. We were the underdogs. So I knew when we were probably 5 weeks from finishing, so I guess 2 months into it, and we started seeing some pictures of Tim's bike, or not
Yeah.
Tim, Drew's bike. I had no doubt that we were going to win the people vote, the live people vote. I knew our bike was going to stomp a hole in its ass, but I was worried about that online Facebook vote. They've been in business, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 years. Here we are, been in business, just 2 years, and we didn't have that online presence as they did. And but we rocked it. We set out to do something, like, again, the perfect customer. Just let it. He never called, complained, nothing. Never asked for anything. We just did whatever we wanted to do.
So
The kitchen sink.
one of the coolest things that's ever happened to me, and I got to tell this story, even if it makes you look bad, but one of the coolest things that's ever happened to me in my entire life. We've done a couple of build offs. I'd met a lot of people, done stuff, all the drama behind getting you in and
Oh,
trying
yeah.
to find someone to go against you.
Right. Right.
So after it was all over with and they announced the winner and everything was done, I was walking away and you were holding the trophy and you walked up to me. It was just me and you by ourselves. And you said, "Okay, Kevin, what is your honest opinion? Do you really think we beat him?" Do you remember what I told you?
I don't. I drank all day that day.
So I told you that day, I was like, yes, you beat him. But above and beyond beating him, you built a bike that it blew everybody's mind. It blew everybody's expectation of what you could do. You knocked it so far out of the park, but you were still so humble even after you won. You
Oh,
had to get my approval. And I was like, man, dude, I'm nobody. But dude, you really did bring a spectacular build. And everybody from Curly to even Louie, everybody that was in Sturgis that saw your bike, even Tim, Andrew, they were like, dude, yeah, that's a bad motherfucker. I mean, everybody said it, you know.
great.
So it wasn't just me, but it was just the fact that you had won and you were still so humble that you just wanted to make sure that I thought it was a good build. And I was like, dude, I'm nobody, but yes, that's a badass bike. I
It's
couldn't ride it. It just seemed too big for me, but it's still, I mean, I remember that bike. Like, I mean, that whole show, like it was yesterday,
and we
you
rode
know?
that. We took the bike back to the house, and we rode out of the trailer. We went to a local bar right around the corner, and I planned on taking it to the rat's hole and never made it because we broke the belt. I snapped the belt on it. I
Really?
left it in second gear just a little bit too long. And when it happened, my wife said, "Oh my God, what happened?" I said, "I don't know." I looked down and the primary belt was still there. And here comes Ricky, passes me and goes, "Your drop belt's on the road." So we were done. Uh, but it was just a great time. One of my favorite moments of the whole deal was when Curly spent 15, 20 minutes looking at it, and somebody said something to him, and he said, "Do what?" And they repeated it, and Curly pointed at it and says, "I know what it took to build this."
Yeah.
And Curly went over there and voted for us. It was great. It was a very, very fun time. Uh, we had a blast, and I think it helped business. I'm not gonna say it helped tremendously, but we got work off of that bike. That bike sit here. The bike's still here. You know.
Really?
Oh yeah, it gets taken out every now and again, but that bike is doing what the customer wanted it built for. It sits out front, looks pretty, makes us money.
Right on.
You know.
Well, I know at this point in time, when because it's a totally different type of build. Like you don't have 90 days, which that seems almost insane realistically to do what you did in 90 days. Now you have a full 10 months. A full 10 months to sit back and that's almost in my opinion more dangerous than 90 days because now you have 10 months, 10 full months to actually think about a plan, execute a plan. And you know as well as I do, when you build something, when you're done, you're like, oh man, we should have done that. Oh, we should have done this. It's just the nature of what you do. So
Right.
that could end up screwing you in the long run because you're like, oh, we got time. Let's take that off and redo this. And then before you know it, you're down to crunch time again.
Oh, it's every build though, so
Mhm.
that's nothing new. But my best advice to anybody getting in this build off: just because you got 10 months, don't wait March or May to start thinking you got plenty of time.
You
Get
need to start
get
January 1st.
get parts ordered, get them coming, and and anything that you could possibly think that may be on back order, like brake tubing, start looking for that shit now.
Well, I know that's one thing that, and us being a small little shop, if you make a list of what am I going to build? if you need wheels, you need tires, you need forks, you need, a frame, you need electrical, you need carb, if you list out everything that you're going to need to build, not the custom stuff, but the stuff that you're going to, the parts you need, write all that down and make a checklist. You see all the big builders, they do that. They make a full list of what they're going to do, all the parts they're going to need, and they list every single piece out. That's why I'm working so close with Chris Moose to do the judging criteria, because I want to have the judging criteria at least by the middle of January and posted, so everybody knows, okay, they're going to be looking at this, they're going to judge this, they're going to judge that, so that what they're going to judge you on. I feel like it's better that way. It's very, very clear what you're going to do, how you're going to do it. And then it's up to the builder to actually take the time and say, okay, well, if he's going to judge me on the wiring, does that mean he doesn't want to see it? Or does that mean he wants to see it, but he wants to see clean routing, everything really cool, because there is a lot of people want to hide everything. Well, if you take any advice from Indian Larry didn't like hiding anything. He wanted to see everything. He wanted you to know this is mechanical. There's an art to the mechanical side of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So
that was put out on Kill Shot. There was nothing you could see. All the wires were hidden, and I think it's all baggers, correct?
This time, yeah.
I think you ought to put a rule in place where, hey, bring you a stand because you got to take the bags off. Let's look under that skirt.
Well, I'm pretty sure that'll be in there. That's why this time I'm actually working with Chris Moose to do that, because as well as I do, Chris he doesn't care. He will hurt his best friend's feelings when it comes to judging something and looking at it. Like he said in the group chat, he goes, you could take a bike that's already built and you can modify it, and I can see how much detail went into modifying it. Or you can build a custom frame and build everything custom, and I'm still going to judge how much went into that, and just because you build it custom doesn't mean you're going to win. It's how far did you go with it? Did you do the metal working? Did you do the metal finishing? Or did you just throw a whole bunch of mud on it to, smooth it out?
Right.
Because he thinks differently than a lot of people that I know. He thinks differently than they do. So I like knowing he's behind it. Now, the other two judges, we don't have them yet. We're still looking for the other two judges. But I'm looking for people in the same mind frame that he has, because as well as I do, a lot of builders out there can just bolt a lot of shit to a bagger and it's done and it looks good. But there's a whole lot of builders out there that you give them the same set of parts and they're going to modify all those parts. They're going to cut up the frames. They're going to do this. They go so much further. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So
we try to leave nothing untouched. That's my main goal at the end of the day. You got to take it all the way down to the frame. We de-weld the frames, clean them up, to make them just as smooth as we can make before they're sent to powder or paint. But I got to.
No, I did not ask him.
Do what?
Gary Dubois just asked me, did I ask Curly to be a judge again? And I said, no, I did not ask him to be a judge again.
Is Gary plating wheels yet? He's still not doing no wheels.
Gary, have you started chrome plating wheels yet? I gotta wait for him to answer.
Yeah, we just had a wheel made, and I gotta get it chromed.
Y'all don't have any chrome shops up there by you where you're at?
No, they do, but they're not really good.
Yeah.
Not on something like this that needs to be done. I'll probably end up having to send it to California. I tried to get Gary to do a wheel, I don't know, 2-3 years ago, and he said they didn't do wheels. So I don't know.
He wasn't set up, but I do have a guy here in Houston that does wheels.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, yeah. We had to have the wheels done on the Martin Brothers bike. No wheels, man. Special setup I don't have. So I do have a guy here in Houston that does wheels.
Yeah. I'll get that info from you on that for sure.
Yeah, he's good. He ain't cheap, but he's good.
Ain't
He
none of
did
them.
On the Martin Brothers bike, he did whatever we didn't buy brand new, he redid. And even some of the brand new parts we bought, we actually had those re-chromed, because there's certain manufacturers you buy stuff from that are chrome, and no offense, the chrome they give you is junk.
Tell me, one of the biggest names in the industry, they're whoever chromes their parts are garbage. I mean,
Yeah.
I've had many of those replaced, brake arms, floorboards replaced within 3 or 4 months.
Well, I do know that the guy that, well, because I use two different chromers in Houston. One of them doesn't do wheels, and the other one does do the wheels. The one that doesn't do wheels, dude, I make custom sissy bars. I don't know if you know that or not, but I make custom sissy bars for choppers. And 15 years ago, I would make them. If you dropped the sissy bar on the concrete by accident, you had to ship it off to have it re-chromed. The guy that does my chrome now, dude, I don't know how many layers he puts on, but you literally can take a ball peen hammer and smash it, and you can't, it does nothing to the chrome.
That's awesome. That's how my new powder coater is. Phenomenal work. Higher than hell, but you can't. That's the only thing you can complain about is its pricing. Because if you want to remove the powder, you better get a grinding wheel. I mean,
Yeah.
it bounces and it don't hurt it at all.
Yeah.
But
So, okay, I'm going to go in a different direction for a second, because, everybody does this. So far, what do you think about your competition, the people that you're going against?
I don't think about it at all. I don't care who we build against. I'm confident. I'm not saying we're going to go out there and just win, but I'm confident enough to know that we're going to put out something that can handle anybody's bikes.
Yeah.
I don't care who it is.
All right, here's another question. Are there anybody in the competition that you're like, man, I can't wait to see what they think about what I build?
No, I'm more. I'm more interested in. I really want to see what Eric pulls out of the hat. I know. I know it's going to be some kind of a fabricated masterpiece for sure. It's going to be a ton of metal work. I wouldn't be surprised if he had fucking metal bags, honestly, and metal real. He's his metal work is god dang. I mean, when I ordered a tank from him, and on, on Friday, I sent him money to order this tank, and it was for Sturgis build 2 years ago, and he posted some videos of some metal shaping on Saturday, and then Sunday afternoon there's a stack of 4 of them that he did, and he shipped it. I ordered it and paid for it on Friday, and he shipped it to me on Monday. I mean, the guy, oh, how they're doing it, but he can put out them parts. His work ethic is all day long. I mean,
So I can tell you how he does it. What Eric did was very smart. And Eric is the kind of builder that everybody loves to hate. Everybody loves to hate. The reason I say they love to hate him is because Eric is not afraid to try something. Even if it looks like shit, he's going to try it. And then if he does something that everybody likes and he's not happy with the finished product, he'll sit back there and he'll keep working on it until he gets it flawless to him. But with his gas tanks, he was smart enough with his fenders and his gas tank, because he hand makes everything. But he made templates of every piece of metal.
yep.
He knows exactly how to roll them. He knows, because they're all plasma cut out. and it's a program so that every single piece is always identical. So when he goes to metal shape it, he lays it against the buck. Oh, all right, it's good. Then he goes to the next piece and the next piece. So what in my opinion, what makes Eric so special is that A, he's not afraid to try something, but B, once he figures something out and he's like, I think someone else might want this, he takes the time to build the jigs and bucks so that he can mass produce them custom, but mass produce them fast. Like his fenders. I love his fenders. I think his fenders are some of the coolest looking fenders in the entire industry. But there's nothing I'm going to build that's going to have a 30 on it or, be a lay frame, because I'm not a lay frame guy. I just don't like them. So, but that's in my opinion, I know he's going to custom build something. To what degree, I'm not sure. But I will say I'm looking forward to seeing what you build. I'm looking forward to what everybody's going to build. Because you've got people that, like, I've never seen Cameron. I've never seen him do a build off. So I know he built some clean bikes, but I don't know what he can build. You know what I'm saying? Like, what, now that he's in a competition, what is this guy actually going to bring to the table?
Oh, it'll be cool. I have no doubt. Even Derek. I think Derek's. I don't know. It's the wrong way. I think the biggest surprise that everybody's going to be is what Derek puts out. I think Derek's going to blow everybody's mind.
Mm-hmm.
I think he just I think it'll be phenomenal. But I got a question. Are we gonna let these guys use that loophole and get a post office box in Texas to get in?
No.
Oh, come on.
What I am going to do is I am going to let them sit here and want to be in this for the next 10 months and then do another one and be like, well, you begged, you played, we're doing another one. You want to get in on it? I mean, you said you wanted it. You saw what happened. You saw how it turned out. You want to do another one? Because I'll do it now. And I will make damn sure to send Keith and Scott Owens handwritten invitations. We're doing another one, and it's open to everybody. So you're going to do it? And I'll lean on them at that point in time. I'll be like, look, you saw what happened. Here it is.
Then you'll see them. I think they would. I think they would do it.
I would hope. I would love, and that's something that a lot of people don't get. Scott Owens, I've been in his shop. I've seen top secret stuff that he was building, and I would be so nervous if Scott Owens was in this build off, because I know how his fucking head thinks now. And I would, because when I went in his shop in 2021 and I saw what he was doing, I was like, holy shit, why hasn't anybody ever done that before? That's amazing. He just thinks different.
He can fabricate too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, he can.
He's a very good builder. So who's in this? How many different shops, guys?
So right now I have a confirmation that it's Powerhouse, Bloodline, Devin with Legacy, my son, Cameron, Lonnie Revels from Squealing Pigs Audio, Derek. I want to say there's one more and I'm forgetting. Oh, there's been an invitation to Unique AutoWorks. You know who that is? I interviewed him a while back. He's up there around where Brian's at. Dude builds some clean ass bikes.
Yes. I don't know. I know of him.
Right. And then I'm trying to push on and lean on Timothy Skates.
Yeah,
because I want him to.
He won't do it, but I'm telling you, it would be a great addition. But he told me it's not his deal. He told me to take care of it. I was like, okay. But Tim's a good guy. One of the best.
But here and again, we're all waiting on Lucky 7 because I'm leaning on Louis big time. Big time. I put Chino, and Angel. I don't know what the name of their Audio by Design. I invited them. I invited Pedro from AP Cycles. I invited Alan Jones from Audio Hogs. So there stands to be possibly 12 builders, but some of these guys, I feel like they're not going to do it because, no offense, they're not real bike builders. They're audio guys. And I don't think they want to be in a biker build off. I could be wrong. I say that in jest, trying to get them to prove me wrong and get in on the build off.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure Alan won't do it because Alan actually commented on one of the posts that he goes, "Hey, we're not bike builders, we're audio guys." So I mean, he said it right there. So I don't know. If you know anybody else in Texas that you think would want to do this, I mean, I'm not afraid.
Oh, no, I'm not either. You just got to make it happen.
You know, somebody I did want in it, right?
Who's that?
Brian.
Oh yeah, Brian's out too. Brian's out there with Tim Skates. He ain't gonna do that.
No, I don't think he is either. I think he's going to actually paint. I think he's going to paint one of the bikes, possibly two of the bikes. Fucking Logan Black said, "I'll change my address and whoop all your asses with a 3-year-old build."
That's called cheating.
He said, "That's called cheating." No, but he could take that bike. Technically, he could start with that bike. And as long as he takes it all the way down to the frame and rebuilds it, he could do it. But it can't look anything like what it did before.
Right.
And I don't think he'll change that bike. You know as well as I do, that's a bad motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
I was shocked that it didn't win. I thought that bike would win.
Yeah.
I was more shocked that Covington won that. I know it was a nice bike. Don't get me wrong, but and I think I guess it was probably my biggest surprise. I couldn't believe that he showed up with that.
Really?
Oh yeah. I just knew he would show up with some 32 big wheel, cha-ching, fully engraved, turboed, but and then for him to win it, it was crazy.
Well, and that's why I don't want to judge anything, is because he said, by your rules, I could spray paint it and win. He said, but thanks, ladies. I'm going to call your mom, Logan. But technically, if that's what you wanted to do, you could. But you're not in Texas. So, but no. So on a real note, getting Lucky 7, like I want to get Lucky 7 in on this, and I'm not judging anything. I'm putting it on and stepping away. And that's why we're having judges, is because I don't like judging this stuff. I don't like, well, I've never actually ever judged any of them, as well as everybody. The crowd participation is what wins these things. I've been accused of rigging them and stuff of that nature. And, there's no way to rig this. I can't rig it.
No, I wouldn't see how you could either.
But the other thing is where's the benefit? Because I make no money on this shit. This shit's all for free. I make $0 on it. So there's no benefit for me picking one side or another, or one bike or nothing. Which is why I told everybody, I said, when I put that group together, I made it clear. Does anyone have an issue with Devin, my son, being in this build off? Let me know now. And every single person I've spoke to has said, no, I think he should be in it. That would be great. He needs the publicity. He needs the experience. He needs the camaraderie. Because that's the cool thing about this, in my opinion, is when you go there, you get to hang out with Texas best. You're hanging out with the big names of Texas, your bigger shops. You're becoming friends with these guys, which I've always said if everybody could get on the same page and be friends with everybody, it's just going to help your business grow because
Absolutely.
Eric's on the north. I mean, Eric is an hour and 15 minutes north of me. If there is a customer that literally lives down here by me and they call Eric and they're like, hey, Eric, we want to do this to our bike. Eric will literally tell them, hey, man, I'm backed up right now, but there's a shop right down there that can do and take care of everything you need. I can't tell you how many bikes I've sent to Powerhouse simply because they live by him. You know, yes, we want the work, but what they're wanting done, I'm going to buy all of his parts anyway. I'm doing all of his stuff anyway. I mean, he's literally 2 miles from you. Go on and go to him. And maybe that's not the smartest business plan, but I will say this, man, you reap what you sow.
I agree. 100%.
So, can you tell me what you're building?
A road glide?
He said, a road glide?
Uh,
I'm gonna laugh if you come out with a Road King.
it's definitely going to be a road glide, and it's going to be an audio bike, but it's not a competition bike. The guy doesn't want to do that. So which kind of good because we can do really anything we want. We don't have to worry about keeping it in a lightweight or a middleweight. It. I mean, we're going to lowers on this bike. So I mean, I started telling myself, you gotta be real sure you want to commit to this because once we put 10-inch lowers, you're a heavyweight,
Yeah.
and you're not going to win. You know, but
So
did you freeze up? Oh.
no, I didn't freeze up. I started to think about it, and I was like, so when you do a build like this, whether it's for a customer or whether it's a build off or anything like that, you actually build the bikes based off of a competition.
Oh
Like,
yeah, you're building a sound comp bike. You can't have a set the body and tour pack up to house 10 speakers when they want to be a lightweight. I mean, or no, that is lightweight. If they want to be a 6 speaker class, you gotta, and you can't have certain size speakers in certain positions. Like the only way you can run a 10-inch lower, I believe, is heavyweight. Unless they've changed that rule. So if you
what
have,
whose rules are you going off of?
everybody's pretty much going off of the SOS rules, and
Really?
you can't run 10-inch lowers unless you uh, are light or heavyweight. I said if they changed the rules, and I thought they might. Uh, Sometimes I think they changed the rules to help the manufacturers sell parts, and I was hoping they would allow the 10-inch lowers in middleweight. But didn't happen. So, but
Well, man, you have to spend so much money to go from middle to heavy.
oh yeah,
It's insane.
that's why the 6 speaker featherweight class is so competitive. It's definitely the cheapest route to go for audio bike. Uh, but the if and I tell customers all the time, if you're gonna do this, you got to do it right. If you don't, because that rabbit hole that you're chasing, that rabbit hole is deep, deep, deep. And I know guys they're just already tired of it. They all they want to do is parking lot pimp. So on those parking lot pimp bikes, you can do whatever you want to do, and it doesn't really matter. And in fact, I believe SOS added a grudge class, so you could no rules. You can just go and grudge whoever. I,
And
or
mark my words. I'm glad you said that. Mark my words. That's going to be their biggest class. That's where everybody's going to want to compete.
I don't
That class right there is going to end up slowing down all the other classes.
I don't think so because the way that I read the rules, I think you put up like I don't know $500 to go in it. It's money based, so I don't think it's going to be as big as what you would think because people when you're doing that grudge deal, I mean, you have a 6-figure bike grudging a heavyweight. I mean, come on, you're supposed to kick his ass. So that kind of stuff's not going to happen. You're going to find some strong middleweights, grudging heavyweights, and but I wish I knew for sure. But I think there's money involved in that grudge class. You got to pay. I think that in the house gets 20%, 30%. I don't remember. I read it somewhere, and so I think it's going to be all right. But I think it's going to not. I don't think it's take over the way that people think it might.
Well, I've always said that there is a way to do this, and I think if Ricky can keep going with the momentum that he's going, because dude, I'm gonna tell you right now, the dude is building a brand. I mean, it's not just in my mind, he's not just doing motorcycle competition. This dude's building something bigger than just motorcycle
Oh yeah, 100%.
audio. I can almost see behind the curtain and see what he's actually doing. And if he keeps going, if he can get the other audio competition companies to get in line with him, it's going to be massive. It can be as big as the country is. I mean, it doesn't matter what state you go to, they'll have something.
They just released something today, uh, from it's I-35.
Yep,
Uh,
I saw it.
oh, there,
It's
throw down for the crown. You got Sound Bully, Sound Wars, I-35, Show the Ride, EP Productions, and Big Corey Sound Competition. They're going to be giving away cruises, and they're going because if I understand it correctly, Sound Wars is going to send their top two guys from each class to wherever this. I don't think they've released where the show's going to be at. Same way with Big Corey and Sound Bullet, and then
I-35.
and then you're gonna play against guys you probably never even heard of, or maybe you never even seen them heard their bike before. And
Mm-hmm.
every the winners, that's a big deal. I was trying to put together a really huge deal, uh, and it just didn't pan out. Wanted too much money to rent a facility, and what going to try to raise $30,000 and give away 15, 20 to rent a facility.
Yeah.
We were trying to raise a lot of money and donations and some sponsors and give away $2,500, $3,000 to each class. With trying to draw the big extreme bikes and everything and get them here, but it just didn't pan out.
Well, man, if everybody just waits another year for Louie and PJ to get that new whatever they're building built, man, just use their place.
That's supposed to be a nice little facility. I talked to him at XRP, and I thought he told me they were hoping to have it open by July or something, but I don't know if it's slowed down or sped up or where they're at with that.
I don't know either. I couldn't tell you, but I will tell you this, that I think Ricky is going in the right direction. And I think if you could get them all on board, everybody on board with the same exact rules and a point system, I think that's the future of the audio game. And I think that's what Ricky's been working on and kind of molding over the last 3 or 4 years, is just kind of molding this whole thing to get to that point. And I mean, it's not my business, and I definitely don't want to talk numbers, but there's apparently big money behind it also, and making all this happen and doing things. I mean, think about it. I mean, just the simple jackets that those people got for going to the brawl at the mall. I mean, just those jackets cost like $75 to have made,
Yep.
So, I mean, just that by itself, and I don't even know how many of those jackets are given out. I mean, I don't know anything about it. I would love to have Ricky come on the show and talk about it, but I mean, he's got a different platform than I do. I'm about bike builders and he's about audio bikes.
Right.
So, but anyway,
I think we're going to see a whole lot of unrivaled audio bikes next year with all this downfire BS they're trying.
well, there's there's ways to be creative, and I've seen it, and I'll tell you right now, everybody in the audio game should be extremely glad Scott Owens did not release what he was building in 2021 when I saw it. Everybody should be, thank you, he didn't build that. Because I'm telling y'all, if y'all would have seen what the hell this man was building, everybody would have been like, well, we're done. We're done.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's just from an engineering standpoint, looking at what he was doing, not to mention the audio shit that was going to go into it.
Right.
And it's just evolution of what's going on and how it's doing it. Even your bikes, I mean, talking to you in Galveston and hearing all the stuff you're telling me about, it's just evolution. And how in the fuck do you even figure that out? I mean, I couldn't even figure it out.
It's I don't know. These guys, they spend a lot of money on a motorcycle, and they're making it hard trying to right now. I don't want to say do away with the big wheels, but performance power bagger stuff is coming, and
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I hope it lasts a little bit longer than what the Dyna pushed when everybody started doing Dynas, and and I was like, oh, no one wants to ride a Dyna across the country, so the baggers aren't going anywhere. But I tell you, we did a 2023 Road Glide ST with a 128, and it was the fastest son of a bitch I rode in my life. I mean, I can't wait to get mine out of paint and put together.
Well, everything's a circle. It's everybody since the beginning of motorcycles has been trying to figure out how to make them faster. And then, in 2010, 2011, John Shope introduces these big wheel baggers. And then that evolution has just gone skyrocketing. The way that bags are built, the length of bags, the styles of bags. I mean, everybody, it's just, it keeps evolving to the point it can't evolve anymore. It's done. And then it starts to regress and go in the opposite direction. I think that's where we're at with the big wheel baggers, is you have gone as far as you can go with a rideable big wheel bagger, and now you're having to come backwards. And that's when they came out with the 21 fat tires, and they came out with the 23 fat tires. Now they got 26 fat tires, and they're trying to keep the baggers relevant to the point. But it's like, okay, well, we've done everything you can do to them. What do we do now? Well, how about we make them fast now? Well, shit, dude, they've been putting turbos on bike and stuff of that nature. Shit, I can't even tell you how long they've been doing that. What are the superchargers that go on the primary side?
Yeah,
They've been doing those forever. The pro chargers, yeah. I mean, it's all relative. It's just, it all makes a big circle. It'll just keep making a big circle now.
right.
And you'll see choppers are going to eventually come back also. And then you're going to start out with the skinny tire choppers, then get to the fat tire choppers, and then get to the weigh rate choppers, and then it's going to go back. It's just, it is what it is.
I don't know, man. I don't know about the chopper deal. I don't know if they'll ever come back. They were just too uncomfortable. But
shit, not my chopper.
I'd
rather ride my chopper than my bagger all day long, especially in Sturgis. God bless. I can't wait to go back.
Oh yeah, I think I'll have to do Sturgis this year. We haven't been in. Well, I haven't been since 2020. I think.
Well, you went the year after. You went the next year too. So you went in 2021 or 2020 and 2021. But I haven't been since I went in 2019 and then in 2020 for your build off, and I haven't been back since.
Yeah. It's just,
I want to go back so bad.
Yeah, I want to try to hit Daytona this year. I've never done Daytona.
I did Daytona. Daytona was my third build off.
Okay.
So yeah, I did Daytona. Dude, Jesus Christ. We drove from Houston straight through to Daytona.
Oh my gosh.
And we were literally like, you couldn't go any further. You were at the water, and that's where our hotel was. And
Oh,
then we drove straight through back because that's literally right when COVID hit. March 12th of 2020 is when we went to Daytona.
oh,
And we were driving back, and that's why we left. We left, I think it was Saturday morning we left because they shut Sunday morning because they shut Daytona down at midnight, and they shut the whole rally down right then. And they were saying that if you were in Louisiana, you were locked down. You could not get in or out of Louisiana. And I was
wow.
thinking, fuck, we got to go straight through Louisiana just to get home. That's why we drove straight through. We didn't stop. I was like, well, fuck them. If they're going to pull me over, they're going to have to catch me. And we just boogied straight through.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Weird time.
Yeah. Well, brother, man, if there's anything I can do for you, you let me know. I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to what you guys are going to build, but I'm privy because I know what you're capable of now. And I'm glad you're doing a second one, and I'm glad you're a part of this one. I think y'all are going to be somebody that people need to pay attention to because y'all don't play around.
Well, again, it boils back down to having a good team, and I got a great guys.
Guys that have been with you for a long time too, huh?
Yeah, Ricky's been here for a long time. Kyler, I lost Tom. Tom was here for a couple of years, and then I hired Kyler. I think he's been here a little over a year and a half, maybe. Uh, he's very good. So I'm not worried about my guys at all. We'll I just gotta have the customer keep his commitment and do what he says he's gonna do, and get to worry about.
Right on. Well, cool, brother. Well, I appreciate you coming on tonight, man, and I look forward to seeing exactly what y'all built. Again, thank you so much for all your kindness over the years, and I appreciate everything you do, man.
Absolutely, I'll give you a shout. Get that Cromer number from you.
Okay, brother.
All right, man. Have a good evening.
Right. You too, bud. Bye-bye now. Well, cool. Well, there y'all go. I appreciate everybody watching, man. It's it's going to be cool, man. But we will see you all here next Thursday night. I appreciate it. Push the share button, share the videos, go over to YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you haven't seen the documentary, it is on the Grind YouTube channel. It's the Grind Biker Build Off on YouTube. The documentary is on there. Go check it out. And we'll see you guys next Thursday night, man.